right, good morning, good morning. It is April 9th. Today is race day. I just woke up. It's about 5:14. Maybe I woke up about 45 minutes ago. I want to make sure I could get down some breakfast, so I had toast with a little bit of jelly. Ran out of peanut butter, but hey, peanut butter and jelly, no PB, gotta use the jelly. We're gonna have a banana as well, probably on my way to the race, which I'll be leaving in about 15 minutes, but I don't know, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. You know, it's always hard to sleep the night before these kind of things, but hey, we got enough rest, and we're just gonna go out there, give it our all. All right, so kind of how we're gonna break this up is I'll be checking in with this kind of chat every 6 miles or so, about every aid station. So as you just saw, that was the beginning of the day. Had no idea what to expect in regards to how, what kind of day would I have. It's easy to go out there and have a bad day, have a good day. Sometimes a lot of it's out of your control, but felt pretty good going into it. I didn't have the longest training block. I did have maybe about 4 to 6 weeks of pretty consistent training. My biggest upside was that I was familiar with the course. This was the first 50K that I did back in 2019. I've trained down Diablo close to 50 times, so very familiar with the course, which I did have to my advantage. But that also did force me to set a goal. So when I went out there in 2019 with Coach Travis, foot for foot, step by step, we were out there together suffering. I finished in 9 hours and 29 minutes. So all I knew was that I did not want to finish worse than that. That was really my only goal, which that was pretty slow looking back at it in regards to, where my fitness level is now. I knew I could beat that, but I wanted to beat that, with a purpose. I didn't want to just get 928. I wanted to get as low as I could. So my strategy was to go out fast. So sometimes in races, I go out slow and then I kind of don't have the time to make it up at the end. So I told myself, you know what? Start off hot, the course, and figure it out later. Not always the best race strategy, but with the 50K race on a course that I'm familiar with, I wanted to risk it. I didn't want it to be something where I comfortably finish in 9 hours. I wanted to try to, push myself to get close to that 8:30, which I did. We'll talk more about that later. But that was the race strategy going in. Feeling good the morning of. The beginning of the race was good. Everything was smooth. And then now we'll hop into a live check-in after I leave the first aid station, which is about 6 miles or so. And again, still feeling really good, but I know there's a lot of climbing to come, so you gotta stay patient. Just past the first aid station. You see the stats on the screen, feeling pretty good. Running some downhill now for a little bit. Got a cup of chips today. But yeah, about 6.2 miles in or so. But so far so good. Feeling strong, feeling hydrated, and just gotta keep on pushing. So we'll check in at the next aid station. But so far, so good. All right, let's go. On a downhill stretch right now, and you can look up. I'd show you, but you couldn't see it from here. And all you do is see the castle at the top of the mountain, and it's just getting smaller and smaller. Man, psychological torture over here. But hammering some downhills, definitely trying to push the pace. I told myself one of my goals this race was to push early and figure it out later. Not always the best race strategy, but what I decided to go with for today. So feeling pretty strong, and yeah, checking at the next aid station, get a refill, get a little more Whole Foods, and keep on trucking along. All right, just checked out the aid station, about 12.3 miles or so. Feeling pretty good so far. It was a big downhill stretch, as I said in the last clip. Just kind of pushing a little bit now. Gotta go back up it and then hit the climb of all climbs straight to the summit. But legs are feeling good. Definitely still got some pop. Now I just gotta kind of, keep smooth. Don't do nothing fancy. Just keep trucking along, jogging the straights, kind of power hiking the uphills. we'll be done before we know it. But yeah, look at this, nice and quiet. It's crazy. There's like, I don't know, 100 people at the start, and then a couple hours in, you feel like you're out here by yourself. That's trail races for you. But anyway, all right, nutrition's good, I'm good. Now we just gotta keep climbing. So we'll check in a little bit next aid station or so. Definitely check in on the climb, because if you've watched my videos before, you know that climb. All right, till next time. Man, some coffee would have been nice for this next clip, because as you just saw, leaving the second aid station, feeling really good. There was a lot of just gradual downhill, so I was able to pick up the pace a lot. But again, I knew the lower I got, the more I had to climb back up. And while it wasn't bad, maybe up until mile like 14, 15, from that stretch into the summit is essentially like a 16, maybe 18% grade. So, you know, geometrically, that's steep. But hey, I knew what was coming. I knew that if I could get there to that point in the course as quickly as possible, I'd have to figure it out. I didn't want to get there late and then try to push there. I'd rather push early, push late, and kind of figure it out during that climb. So you'll see in this next clip, I literally just, I lost my rhythm on that climb. It's a climb that I know all too well. It's one of the worst climbs in Diablo just because it's so exposed, and we're all getting there at like, I don't know, 10:30 in the morning. So the sun's already up, we're getting there, but man, the best is yet to come, especially in this next clip, because you can just see and feel the pain and suffering that I experienced. And man, nothing like it on Diablo. In the thick of the climb right now, staying strong. One foot after the other. Just gotta keep moving forward. All right, heading out to the aid station. You see the stats on the screen. Oh my, we are having ourselves today. I was feeling pretty good, as you saw, but I knew that Diablo climb, summit climb, was gonna kill me, and it did. So we're heading down to North Peak. Got about 8 miles to the next aid station, so we're really gonna have to dial it in. Just stay calm, cool and collected. Excuse me. Got what I need. We're good to go. We just gotta keep on keeping on. So let's do it. All right, so I'm watching this over again, and you could just see the defeat in my eyes, and I just felt so defeated on that climb. But again, I knew that was going to be the worst climb. It's the longest and steepest section. It's about 1.5 miles. But then once you get to the summit, it's like, whew, I can breathe now, but not quite. So after the summit, we're going to be heading to North Peak, which is the second highest peak on Diablo. Now we're already at the summit, so we're just kind of descending a little bit, not too much. And that's technically the steepest section. It's a hell of a lot shorter. I think it's like 0.05 miles or maybe 0.08. It's really short, but it is extremely steep. I'm talking like a 20% plus incline. So you're gonna see that right here. And then after that, we kind of just, you know, we're going downhill, but it's not really downhill. So see, going from North Peak, we're gonna go all the way around the park, and we're gonna go over to the campground. Now, technically we're losing like 1,500 feet of climbing, but we lose so much so fast that we end up having to climb up again. Now this, in 2019, is where I lost it. I completely lost my marbles. I had no idea. Well, I didn't really know anything. I had never ran more than 13 miles, but I had no idea what was to come. Now I at least knew, okay, there's gonna be one more gradual climb. It's not steep, it's just gonna take me a while, and then I just get to hammer the downhills. So that's what you'll see now. Just me kind of figuring it out, right? So once we got to the aid station, I'll check in, I'll let you watch that of me leaving the second to last aid station about, I think 26 miles in. All the climbing's done, everything else is just downhill now, which sounds easy, but 26 miles in, your legs are tired and downhill sucks. North Peak is steep. 23 miles in, about 3 or 4 miles from the aid station. Really just one more climb, and I mean, it's not a horrible climb. It's a little longer, but it's definitely, you know, walkable. So yeah, we're just you know, feeling the effects. Sorry, feeling the effects of climbing 6,000 feet, and still got more to go. But as far as pace, kind of staying where I want to be, but gotta pick it up. Can't let off the gas now. All right, I'll check in at the aid station. 26 miles. Time to go in the pain cave, shut that door behind me, and just give it all I got. So we'll see how we finish. Let's do it. So, as you can tell, I have been riding quite the wave of emotions throughout this 50K. Feeling good, feeling down, but of course, my biggest goal, like I said, just keep moving. Move quick, figure it out later. So, as you just saw in those last two clips, kind of the best of both worlds. One, I was feeling kind of down, just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Two, leaving the aid station, had some otter pops, had some food. I felt brand new. One thing that I did that I've never done before in a 50K is I use headphones. So I plugged in my AirPods, shout out, and I listened to 2 songs on repeat, Till I Collapse by Eminem and the Rocky theme song. Played those on repeat for the rest of the race. So the rest of the race, after leaving the aid station, it's a very, very steep downhill for about 3 to 4 miles. Very steep, very exposed. So it wasn't the hottest day, but you know, it's gonna feel warm at the end of a race when the sun's out and it's the early afternoon. But I told myself, look, give it all you got. Your legs are gonna hurt, everything's gonna hurt, but if you get this done, you're gonna feel great. And as you can see in this next clip, I felt like I was starting to almost get a little emotional, just with how much I had exerted myself, how hard I had pushed myself, and just knowing that the end was near. It's just such an exciting feeling, such a great accomplishment, as you can see. And as you know, I am extremely happy with how this turned out. I'm looking forward to training for another race, especially after rewatching this video, recording these clips, kind of reliving the moment a little bit. It really gets me amped up to start building for what's next. So that's it for the live check-ins. I'll let the rest of the video play. But again, thank you for watching, and stay tuned because Training for Life is back. 2 miles out. In case I'm talking loud, I'm blaring some music in my ears. Just gotta figure out a way to get it done. Push myself to the limit. I think I'm running some of the hardest miles I've ever ran. Just pure grit at this point. No training prepares you for this. That's what we do it for. About a mile or so out. See you at the finish line. Alright, it's a wrap. Can't wait to unpack that race. I think it went really well. Very happy with the result. You know, my time was 8:38, 7,200 feet of climbing and 31 miles. I mean, hey, look, you know, you just saw a couple videos ago, you know, in January, I wasn't even able to run a 30K. In December, you know, late December, couldn't even run a mile and a half. Just, it just goes to show, you know, you keep showing up, keep paying your dues,
and things will come to fruition. So very happy to say that today came to fruition. I hit my goal, felt good, and like I said, I cannot wait to unpack this and break it down. So I'm gonna go home, shower, clean, eat. I'll probably break it down tomorrow. But man, raising 50K, rent is paid in the pain cave, baby. Woo!